Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hey, my name is Brittany, and the purpose of the channel is to ultimately give you guys some tips. As somebody who has lost over 45 pounds, my whole thing is to not gatekeep and get the girly snatched, give y'all the tea on what it takes to look good. I'm just gonna give you guys a couple of tips that I've implemented into the kitchen that has helped me drop like over 25 pounds within a month and a half. And these tips are super easy to implement, cost efficient as well. And honestly, I feel like I haven't seen many people talk about it. I posted about it on my pages and everything like that, but I think I wanted to go ahead and do a video on it for you guys, a long form video, and then actually go ahead and do these tips with you so you have an idea of what it should look like and how you should go about it. Also, every month we do giveaway with supplements that I personally use to give back to you guys. I gather the first 5 comments of every video and then select 3 winners by the end of the month. So make sure that you are staying locked in, that you are commenting, turn the bell on so you know every time I post. Let's go ahead and get started with the video, and then I will meet you guys over here where I'll get into the first tip. So yeah. All right, y'all, so for tip number 1, something that really helped me start to really drop that weight super quick was switching from regular sauces to sugar-free sauces. I brought you guys over to this angle. I wanted to show you guys the lineup that we have at home. My fiance put me onto G Hughes sugar-free sauces, and they taste absolutely amazing. Switching from regular sauces to sugar-free sauces makes such a big difference because the regular sauces are super high in calories, super high in sugars, and then they're not really good. They're just empty calories that you're adding onto your foods. But the thing that I love about G Hughes is that a lot of these are super low calorie, no sugar, and they taste amazing. It's like you're basically eating the same thing minus the excess calories and sugars. So just to kind of go into what I have specifically, I'll also probably put it on screen here so you can kind of see like what the bottles look like, but I'm just gonna show you guys and tell you guys what I typically get. This one is the balsamic vinaigrette, which is super amazing. The calories for 2 tablespoons of this one is only 45 calories, 0 sugars, 1 gram of carbs, and 4.5 grams of fat, which is amazing. That would be a completely different story if it were a regular type of balsamic vinaigrette sauce. This one is the honey mustard, which tastes amazing with like chicken, or if you want to make like air fryer crispy chicken sandwiches, whatever you use honey mustard for, this is really good too. The calories on this for 2 tablespoons is only 20 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, and 1 gram of carbs, and again, of course, no sugars. This one is the sweet chili, and honestly, y'all, this is like my top 3. This is one of my top 3. This sweet chili sauce is so good. It's amazing with like air fryer shrimp ragoons, or shrimp period if you want to make like a healthy version of fried rice and stuff like that. This right here is so amazing. Like it goes pretty much with everything. That's why I like it so much. And then y'all would not believe like the calories on this. The calories on this is only 5 calories for 2 tablespoons, 0 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, and of course there's 0 sugar, right? Y'all see what I'm putting down? Like if you're a sauce girly like me who doesn't like bland food, these sauces will be your best bet. Since it's only like 5 calories, you can have like up to 15 calories, and that's you really being able to sauce up your food without having an additional 200 to 250 calories added onto your food because of some regular sauce. This tastes amazing, and if you know, you know. This is the sweet and spicy BBQ sauce. This is the OG that my fiance put me on. This is what introduced me to G Hughes, and then from there I decided to try all the sauces, and then we fell in love with basically all of his sauces. This sugar-free BBQ sauce is amazing. It has a really nice sweet and spicy balance to it, and then the macros on it for 2 tablespoons is only 10 calories, 0 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, and 0 sugar. This is amazing for like if you want to do like keto bun hot dogs, high protein hot dogs, if you want to do keto bun burgers, like stuff like that. You can still enjoy your fave foods. You just have to be very mindful with the sauces, and this is a really good alternative for regular barbecue sauce. I think it tastes the exact same. And then we have the teriyaki marinade and sauce. This is also amazing. The calories on this is only 5 calories for 1 tablespoon, 0 grams of fat, 1 gram of carb, and of course course 0 sugars. This is something that you could use for like stir fry, or like of course chicken teriyaki, and even like salmon. If you want to do like salmon bites, you can definitely sprinkle this on top with some sesame seeds and it'll taste the exact same as your favorite food, only a lot healthier. Now that I've introduced you to the sauces, now we can go into tip number 2, which is pre-portioning our sauces. And I know it sounds crazy, some people aren't really familiar with this method, but I did end up posting it on my Instagram and a lot of y'all were super happy about it. So for those that don't have access to my Instagram or Instagram in general, I will show you how I pre-portion my sauces so I know exactly how much additional calories I'm putting into the meals that I'm eating, and then it just makes it easier to where I don't have to constantly pre-measure every single thing, because it gets to a point where it gets annoying, and especially if you're on a cut or if you're just ready to eat and this, having it pre-portioned already is probably the best way to set yourself up for success. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I use to pre-portion, how I measure, and then how I label the cups. All right, y'all, so we're gonna go ahead and start measuring some of these sauces out together. For the purpose of the video and keeping it a tad bit short, I'm only gonna just do 3. So to get started, of course, you're gonna need your sugar-free sauces. Then you're gonna need some sauce cups, some lids. I'm sure you can get these at Walmart, but we get ours from Sam's for bulk. It is cheaper that way. And then you will need a food scale and a Sharpie to label your cups. Well, the way that I like to go about measuring out my sauces is measuring 1 serving and 2 servings. It's important to me that I don't go past 2 servings because I'm on a cut. I'm already really limited with my calories, so just making sure that it's no more than 2 servings is how I can keep the calories low, and just make sure that if I have food where I want a little bit more sauce, I can still fulfill that need without going too crazy with the calories. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the G Hughes balsamic vinaigrette. We'll go ahead and do it together. So when you have your food scale, you wanna make sure that it's off. Then you're gonna place your cup on the food scale, the digital food scale. Make sure it's digital because it's easier to deal with. And you place it on there, then you wanna turn it on. The reason why you wanna do this is because you wanna make sure that the scale registers the cup on top of it as 0 weight already. That way you're not accidentally adding more than what you need to. So always make sure that the scale is set for 0 with the cup on top. And then you're gonna look at the label. For the balsamic vinaigrette, it requires 30 ml. I'm gonna go ahead and change the unit to ml, and then we're gonna just start pouring. You wanna be very careful with pouring because you wanna try to do it as accurate as possible. I would just recommend going slowly at first until you get the hang of it, and then from there, you're able to eyeball it, that's cool. But the goal is to keep it as accurate as possible. It's asking for 30 ml, not 32, not 35, not 36. We're aiming for 30 ml exact. And if you go over, you're gonna have to pour it back in there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna see, I usually like to do it bit by bit. And then when I start getting really close to that 30, that's when I start going slower. Right now I'm at 28. I'm gonna just do a dot. Okay, dot, okay. Definitely make sure to wait a few seconds too, because sometimes it takes the scale to register a bit. But I'm at 29 now. I'm just gonna do a little doop. There we go. Okay, yeah. So right now we have exactly 30 ml. This is for 1 serving. We'll set this aside for now, and then we'll do another cup. We'll place it on the food scale, reset it back to 0. And then for this one, we're gonna do 2 servings, so that'll be 60 ml. This one you can kind of be a little heavy-handed with, but still take it slow. Right now I am at 52, so now I'm gonna start going slower until I get to that 658. Doot doot. Now we're at 60 even. That's how it should go. Again, make sure that you're getting an accurate measure. You want to make sure that it's an accurate measure, because at the end of the day, this is how we can accurately track our calories, especially if you're on a cut. You need to be really locked in with every single calorie, and this is the way to do it. So now that we have some of our sauces prepped already, we're gonna go ahead and top them off with the lids. And now we're gonna use the Sharpie to start labeling things. The way I like to go about it is writing what it is and then how many calories is in each cup. So for the first cup is the balsamic vinaigrette. I'll just probably put balsamic V, double check the calories. The calories for this is 45 calories. Write that down. And we're gonna go into the second one, the 2 servings. We'll put balsamic fee, and this would be 90 calories. Interesting. 90 calories for the 2 servings. And of course, while I'm doing this, I'm gonna show you guys an example towards right here of how it should look, or how I usually do it. You can do it how you prefer to do it, but this is how I know exactly what it is, and then how many calories I'm adding on top of my meal prep. So just do whatever works for you, but I'm just sharing what I do. I'm sure you guys get the gist now, but just making sure that you measure out that 1 to 2 servings and then labeling it gives you an idea of how many calories you're taking in, and then it really helps set you up for success, so you don't have to constantly go through the process of measuring it out every single time with the weigh scale. I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I don't feel like doing all of that, and it'll kind of tempt me to just put sauce on there and just think I'm eyeballing it, when at the end of the day I'm getting way more calories than I think I'm getting. Pre-portion your sauces, label it, and then write down the calories. Is exactly how you know how you're staying on track with your nutrition, and then it'll ultimately lead to fat loss. You will start to see the weight drop like this. Now moving into tip number 3, I am a very big snacker. I love to like snack on things. I've always had that issue, and to be honest, that's what led me into becoming my heaviest at 215, but I haven't necessarily taken that habit away. I've just learned how to work with it and make sure that I'm not overeating. Like instead of clearing an entire bag, what I do now is pre-portion my snack. And again, it sounds crazy, but if you're on a cut, or if you're in maintenance, or if you're just trying to do any type of fitness thing, it really helps you stay on track with what you're trying to do as far as calories. So what I'm gonna do is show you guys how I go about pre-portioning my snacks. Similar to the sauces, I do also do the 1 serving and 2 servings. 1 serving if I have a little bit of calories, but I want something a little sweet or something a little saucy. Or 2 servings if I have a bit more room for my calories, while allowing me to still fulfill my need of getting a little snack in. So of course you're going to need the food scale again, and then you're gonna need some sandwich Ziploc bags. What I like to do is kind of open it up and place it on top of the food scale. Open it up. Check the macros. 30 grams is 130 calories. So I'm going to start doing 1 bag for 30 grams and then another for 2 servings, which will be about 60 grams. So let me go ahead and show you guys on camera. We'll just start putting it and adding it into the bag. 26, 29. Again, similar to the sauces, you have to make sure that it's super accurate. So if you need to break something in half to get it to that 30 exact, you're gonna have to do it, system. You're gonna have to do it. There we go, 30 even. Boom. Close it up and then set it aside. 50, 57, 59, break in half, 60. There you go. Shake it out, zip it up. Now for these crackers specifically, I usually don't label them because I can obviously tell what one serving versus 2 servings looks like. It's kind of obvious, so I don't really label it. If you'd like to label it, you can go ahead. I also don't label because I like to reuse my Ziploc bags for the same thing. Call it what you will, but I'm not gonna be buying Ziploc bags on repeat all the time when it's literally the same thing inside of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the crackers and then show you guys how I go about it after that. All right, y'all, so I just finished proportioning everything. Let me show y'all what I have. This whole side, I have my 1 serving, and then this side, I have my 2 servings. After I'm done proportioning everything, I usually like to just put it right back in the box to kind of keep the pantry neat, and then also kind of give me an idea of the calories. If I just need to double check, I have it here because it's already in the box. I put it in the pantry, it's super organized, and then I just take it, grab and go, and I'm good to go. Now for the final tip that I want to give you guys is basically how to prepare yourself to meal prep and be very time efficient with it. Before, I used to meal prep for about 5 to 6 hours because I would be meal prepping for me and my fiance. For him, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For me, just lunch and dinner, because for breakfast I go relatively light, and that's probably like a high protein bagel. It doesn't really require cooking, but it took 5 to 6 hours just to do that, sometimes even longer. But what has really helped me that I've recently discovered, and I'm really happy about, is pre-cutting my veggies and my potatoes that I will use in my meal preps. What that looks like is basically cutting down on the prep time, so when you are ready to meal prep, all you have to do is just take the prep veggies and potatoes and just measure them out on your scale, and then immediately start cooking. This has been an ultimate game changer for me. And for somebody who is a beginner, a lot of people shy away from their fitness journeys because the meal prepping process just takes too long. They feel like they don't have any time. I started to feel like my time was being taken away because meal prepping is a non-negotiable for me. Implementing this new hack has really helped me stay locked in and be able to make foods that I'm very happy to eat, because on a cut, you're already limiting your calories, so you want to make sure that you're having yummy foods at least. I don't like bland food. I like seasoned food. I like to make sure my food is rainbow-like or just super seasoned and something that I will enjoy on a cut. So to basically help me stay prepared and locked in with meal prepping and not having to compromise the quality of my foods with the seasonings and the taste, I ended up asking my fiance to get me a chopping device where it makes cutting so much easier. All you have to do is just at minimum peel like an onion and then place it in the middle and then press down on it. It'll do the chopping for you. You can either do slices, you can either do dices, or you can do medium-sized dicing or very small dicings. I have fallen in love with this thing, and if you're interested, I think I'll go ahead and just put it in my description box below. So if you want to check it out, you can go ahead and do that. But just the cutting alone would take me over an hour just to get everything prepped, and it would drive me crazy. But I just want to show you guys how I've gone about prepping for meal preps. For this, ooh, okay, I'm struggling. So for like my onions, I really like to make sure that I have onions added to my meals. Entire plate of onions that I can just grab from and then sprinkle on whatever meal that I want to make fresh. Or if I want to meal prep, all I have to do is just grab it and sprinkle it on top. Yeah, these are my diced bell peppers for whatever I want to use it for. It's already pre-prepped and ready for me to go. Just grab, sprinkle, and add it to my meals. I also have the long cut version. I will say I did hand cut these. This is my long cut version that I'll probably do with like pasta or some type of stir fry. It just kind of depends on what shape I'm going for with the meal that I'm prepping. And then my ultimate holy grail is my sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are an amazing carb source for when you're on a cut. I usually have a lot of this. This is what's left, but I had an additional big plate like this and half of this that I used for my entire meal prep for 6 plates. I do not cook these. I just kind of cut them and then put them in raw in the fridge. And then when it's time for me to meal prep, all I have to do is just put the bowl on top of the scale, add my desired weight, add my cinnamon and a light sprinkle of the extra virgin olive oil, mix it up, and then keep doing that until I have everything lined up in the pan, put it in the oven, and then I'm good to go. That process usually takes me about an hour to an hour 30. I will say with implementing all of this, I have cut the meal prep process down to an hour 30 instead of 5.5 hours. Highly recommend implementing this into your routine because it'll not only set you up for success, but it'll make it so much easier on you. I feel like the best way to go about your fitness journey is just doing things that would just make your life easier, because you're already going to the gym or doing Pilates or whatever it is that you're doing willingly, and that is not fun. It's not fun to do that, but the results are very rewarding. But you can't have the physique that you want unless you're locked in with your nutrition. This pretty much concludes the video. I hope these tips are super helpful for you guys. They're super simple things to implement into your kitchen routine that will literally put you in the position to lose weight like this. Trust me, try this out for a good 1 month and then come back and tell me exactly how your body was affected. And I guarantee that if you're doing everything right with your staying in your calories and then locking in with your fitness, your cardio, your working out, you will see results. If you have any other ideas of what you guys want to see, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to provide you guys with these videos and tips. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching my videos, staying locked in, and just being amazing and interacting. It means so much to me. I love you guys more than you guys know. But yeah, until next time, bye.